week, I am 37 weeks. That means I am completely full term, which is so exciting, so nice. I honestly can't believe it. I can't believe that I made it to 37 weeks, and I feel like I have so much to tell you guys. So, I've had an epiphany this week. I've had just such an interesting week and a lot of stuff that's gone on, and so I can't wait to get started and let you guys know everything that's going on. So let's go ahead. The size of the baby, they're still saying he's just between 19 and 22 inches and about 6.5 pounds. It's not really going to change now because at this point it's all up to how big he is and how small he is, and I'm starting to suspect he's kind of a smaller baby than what we're actually going to get, but I guess we will see. A lot of really cool predictions have come in, so if you haven't checked it out, definitely put your prediction in because we've gotten a lot of interesting ones. Definitely ones that I didn't expect. So if you want to put in your prediction, go ahead and just click on the link down below. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started into symptoms. Some interesting symptoms or new things that have gone on this week is that I have started to drop a bit. That just means that he's starting to get lower, and which is really exciting, and has lessened my rib pain. I've been talking about my rib pain for weeks and how it was just like I literally felt like my ribs were going to break in half, and I actually am having a lot less rib pain, which is such a relief. And I do get a lot of questions, do I still have the pain on my skin? The pain is still there. The soreness and the rawness and the that numbness that I feel and tingliness, it is still there, but the rib pain has gone way down, which is so much nicer because that makes it so that I can sleep better. So I am sleeping a little bit better at night, which is so nice. Of course, I still get up and pee like 1,000 times, which leads me to another new embarrassing thing. Of course, when you're pregnant, you always have to try and maneuver your way certain positions to help yourself get the pee out because it can get stuck. But my new way of having to pee is a complete yoga move. I have to, let's say I'm sitting on the toilet right now, I have to completely bend over all the way to where my head is completely facing the floor in order to get the pee out. It's so embarrassing, it's just the worst. But you know what, it's just like a funny little pregnancy thing that I have to do. Now that me and Brian have our own bathroom, I've completely given up on even flushing the toilet. I just flush it every 3 or 4 times I go in there because I'm like, what a waste, it's just pee. There's our pee talk for the week. Some newer symptoms that I've had this week that are a little bit more scary are that I started having some really bad headaches. Really just not fun. Of course, it is really hot here, and so I couldn't determine whether the headaches were just heat headaches or if there was something else. But then I started having a lot of spots in my vision, which definitely scared me and made me worry. And then I would check my blood pressure periodically throughout the day, and they tended to be higher than normal. And basically my normal is 100/60. It's very low. So when I was checking it and I was having a bad headache and I was seeing spots, I would check it and it would be 128/80, which is completely normal, but it's not normal for me. It was higher for me, and so it just kind of worried me and it kind of made me uneasy. So I was definitely really anxious to go to my midwife appointment to talk to her about it. So that's what I'm going to tell you about right now. At my midwife appointment, of course, I let her know about all of this. They did let me know that there was no protein in my urine, so they really did not feel like there was any chance of preeclampsia, which is what I was worried about. They also do not consider high blood pressure to, of course, be high unless it's 150/90. And even though it's higher for me, it wasn't necessarily high. We were pretty much good and we were totally cleared there. It's just, most likely the headaches I'm getting are probably heat headaches and could be dehydration. Because although I drink a lot of water, sometimes during the heat you don't realize that you're not drinking enough water for this heat. So that might have been even why I was seeing spots. And I can't say why I was having higher blood pressure other than sometimes your blood pressure just starts to creep up there as you get towards the end of your pregnancy. Someone did tell me that sometimes when you have higher blood pressure, it means that your birth is only a few days away, which would be crazy. Last week we talked about how I was no longer going to have to be induced at 39 weeks, and that we would take it week by week now. And I got a lot of questions on that. A lot of people were just like, why were you being induced at 39 weeks? Why are you now not being induced? And basically, we have gained a lot of new subscribers. Over the past 3 weeks, I think we have over 5,000 new subscribers, and it's been crazy. So I know that we have a lot of questions, a lot of people who can't necessarily go back and watch every single video and get all the information on what's going on. So I'm going to try and do a quick recap. That way you guys can understand where I have been, what the plan was, and what the plan is now, so that you guys can kind of understand the whole thing. As of very, very early on in my pregnancy, I interviewed a few different doctors in my area, and every single one of them was just like, we do not recommend you going past 39 weeks because you have had a late trimester, or it was a second trimester loss, or a stillbirth. They didn't feel like going past 39 weeks would be a good thing to do, and that they felt like my chances of having another stillborn would go up. And so they advised me that as of 37 weeks, if I wanted to avoid being induced by Pitocin, or obviously if you are induced by Pitocin, it does raise your chances of C-section, but I would need to start inducing labor naturally as of 37 weeks. So it was always under my impression that I would be induced at 39 weeks no matter what. And every doctor told me, you're not even going to make it that far. You have a bicornuate uterus, which basically means that I'm only using half of my uterus. He will run out of room probably sooner than 37 weeks. So it was kind of like in that early, with all my doctors, they were just like, no matter what, you're going to have a baby at 39 weeks. So it was never even an option. Now, I have recently switched to a new practice. Basically, now I'm using a midwife. And this practice is amazing because I have a whole medical team behind me that are so supportive, so up to date with very recent medical research. I have a perinatologist, I have a midwife, and I have a OB. And they all kind of work together, and they make really good plans together, and they're just amazing. Like, I could just go on and on about these people. And I asked them, would I be induced at 39 weeks? And they felt like, because we didn't have an answer for my other loss, they felt like there's really no reason at this point to induce labor at 39 weeks, or at least have it mandatory. They felt like if we take lots of precautions by doing lots of NSTs, keeping up to date with just lots of making sure that he's thriving and doing good, that we could at least take it slow. And they didn't feel like, because I had a second trimester loss or a stillbirth, that it would raise my chances that I would have another stillbirth after 39 weeks. So I was really excited about that, and I'm definitely so relieved that I'm not on like a time limit now. I'm not on this ticking time limit that I have to have this baby for 39 weeks, or I'm going to be induced with Pitocin, which means that my chances of C-section are going to go up. I feel so much more relieved, so much more relaxed, which just makes me so much happier. As far as my personal feelings on this, like I said, I'm really excited that I have just such great midwives that just care so much about how I'm feeling. I was talking to her about it actually at my appointment yesterday, and I was like, I'm relieved that I don't have to be induced, but I'm scared because I've been told for so long that if he were to go past 39 weeks, that my chances of stillbirth could go up. And what happens is, when you have a loss like mine, and when you have lost a child inside of you, and a baby, basically your body failed, and my body could not keep my baby alive past the 19th week. When something like that happens to you, it's so scary to be pregnant, and you just want to have this baby so badly. And because I don't know if he's safer inside me, because as far as I know, my body has failed very badly before. The thought of going past 39 weeks is scary. It makes me uncomfortable, and it makes me feel like, even though my midwife is telling me and my doctors are telling me it's okay, we're keeping up with everything, I'm scared, you know? And so I'm really, really relieved that we're doing twice weekly NSTs, keeping up with making sure that he's thriving. And those NSTs, although they are such a pain to go twice a week to go do, I feel so much better because we check his oxygen in there, how he's doing, him moving, if he's squished, and my fluid right now is great, which a lot of times we were worried that he's gonna run out of room, and he's got lots of room in there. And so I am really just so excited that I have such a great medical team that's just backing me. But there is that bit of me that's just kind of like scared, you know, because it's just a scary time. I'm full term now, and I just can't wait to see him. I can't wait till I can take care of him, because unfortunately I don't really feel confident enough in my body that it can take care of him properly. I want to take care of him so badly. I want to just him be in my arms, but I hope that he can go as long as possible inside me, and that we don't have to be induced, because I don't know, I just want him to be perfect. It's just been a lot of emotions this week, a lot of epiphanies, a lot of interesting things that have been going on. I honestly, up until basically last week, believed that I was having this baby no later than August 9th. Now, I don't know. I don't know when he's coming. But like I said, I have my predictions. I think my whole family's just in shock that we've even made it this far. We did not think, we thought for sure 33, 32 weeks. Because like everyone I know who has a bicornuate uterus does not make it this far. So it's just amazing, such a blessing that I was able to make it this far, and I'm just so excited. So I quickly wanted to talk about my hospital. We actually did a hospital tour this week, and I was so in love with this hospital. I cannot believe the difference in care that I'm getting. Some interesting facts about this hospital is they actually don't even have a nursery. They don't have a place to put your baby or take your baby, because they honestly feel like if you just had a baby, you should take care of your baby and the baby should stay with you. They do anything, they check anything that they need to check with the baby in your arms on you. They seriously promote skin to skin, of course, and breastfeeding. They are huge, huge, huge on breastfeeding. They would never, ever, first of all, take your baby and then give them a bottle or anything with a pacifier, which is just so encouraging. And another crazy, interesting fact that I just never thought any hospital, at least around here, would promote, but they do not bathe your baby, which I'm sure a lot of people are like, why wouldn't they bathe your baby? But there's actually a lot of research out there that I have looked into, and I was really interested in doing it, but my old doctor completely was like, absolutely not happening. So my hospital right now basically does not do baths, and the reason being is that the vernix that is on the baby as the baby is born is actually, through current research, is shown that it is great for baby skin. Not only is it something that's nourishing for their body, it's a moisturizer, but it has lots of antioxidants, and it's just like this really, really awesome stuff that should not be taken off your baby. And so when I spoke to my doctor about this, my old doctor, he was like, that's gross. We're gonna wash your baby off. And he said that the baby would get cold if I left it on, and that it wouldn't be good. And of course I was like, well, why don't you just put a blanket on him? But whatever. So actually, my current hospital that I'm going to be delivering at doesn't even do that. They believe that it's completely, their specific words were, you don't want your baby to smell like Johnson & Johnson. You want your baby to smell like your baby. I was just like, wow, how cool is that a hospital actually is doing current research and is seeing, things that are going on and actually practicing them. I just thought that was so cool. My hospital is just so awesome. I'm absolutely in love with it, and I cannot wait to give birth there. They just have so many cool little amenities and just some really great ideas that I'm really excited about, and I'm excited that they're going to support my birth plan so much. I also got a lot of questions regarding, on my birth plan it says that I did not want constant fetal monitoring, basically meaning I just didn't want to be constantly attached to the monitors the entire time. I wanted to be able to walk freely and stuff. And another cool thing about my hospital is they actually have wireless and waterproof monitoring, so I can actually be monitored the entire time, which will actually not only give me relief, but of course my entire family relief, and I'll be able to walk freely and take showers and stuff like that, which is super exciting. Like I said, it was a crazy, crazy week. Lots going on, lots of interesting feelings and all that, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you my belly. Okay, so here is my belly from the front and the side. At this point, I do not feel like I'm growing out any further. I feel like I'm growing longer, I guess you could say. And you can kind of see him coming down a little bit lower, not as high maybe. Okay, so I wanted to do a quick shout out to Sarah Louise. If you guys do not follow her channel, she's just this super cute girl, and I'll have her channel linked below, but she just had her baby and I'm so excited for her. We basically have been pregnant the entire time together, and she actually is 1 week ahead of me, but we've been going through all the same stuff and it's just been really fun, and she just had her little boy, which is so exciting. So if you want to see what he looks like and what's going on her channel, definitely check it out. And like I said, definitely leave your prediction. I'll have it in the link. You'll have it also linked below. And tell me when you think baby Ollie is going to be arriving. Also, if you haven't checked out, I did do my hospital bag video. So if you want to see what I plan to bring with me to the hospital, check it out. I should have this coming week my diaper bag video and a nursery tour and all of that. So be on the lookout for some cool videos again. But I think other than that, that is it for this bump date. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely leave any questions below. I try to answer any questions if possible. So like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Hey everyone, so today I'm going to show you guys my hospital bag. It is getting super close to when baby Ollie will be arriving, and you have to have a hospital bag ready and prepared. That way, in case you need to rush out of the house, if your water breaks, you go into labor and you have everything ready to go and you don't have to rush around getting everything together. So I'm going to show you what is in my hospital bag right now. So first off, I have